And now for our next news special report.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special report that exposes the unsettling truth about President Joe Biden's recent remarks. This isn't just another political statement. It's a clear threat to our fundamental freedoms and the rights of law-abiding gun owners across the nation. In a stunning display of arrogance, Biden openly mocked those who cherish their Second Amendment rights and, by extension, Thomas Jefferson himself, suggesting that they would require F-16 fighter jets to stand against the government. It's a chilling moment that reveals his true colors as a leader willing to trample on our liberties. But this isn't an isolated incident. Biden's history of divisive rhetoric and his push for stricter gun control measures have left many Americans concerned about the future of our rights. It's time to wake up to the reality of this presidency, so stay tuned in this special report, because by the end you'll understand why this story matters to every patriot. And don't forget to watch until the very end, as we have a vital message in our final thought that you do not want to miss. Now, before we dive deeper into this critical report, I do want to share a thought with you. You know, some say you can't handle the truth, and when it comes to the state of our nation, it's clear the truth can be unsettling. And the truth is, we have leaders who thrive on chaos, who seem more interested in power than in the well-being of the American people. It's become a pattern, hasn't it? Our problems, well, they could be solved, but they let them persist because destruction seems to fuel them. Now, here's something that's both true and essential. Visit preparewithgary.com and you'll find a $60 off for a 4-week emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. They're the largest preparedness company in the country, offering delicious, long-lasting meals that provide over 2,000 calories daily. With uncertainty on the horizon, don't wait for chaos to ensue. Order now at preparewithgary.com before it's too late, because preparedness is the key to survival. Now let's dissect the alarming statements made by President Joe Biden, which have sent shockwaves across the nation. In his most recent instance of mockery, Biden suggested that gun owners would require F-16 fighter jets if they were serious about challenging the government. This audacious remark was delivered while speaking to reporters, referencing Thomas Jefferson's famous quote that the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Watch.
And I love people who say, the blood of liberty, or the tree of liberty is watered with the blood of patriots. Well, guess what, man? I didn't see a whole lot of patriots that are out there walking around making sure that we have these weapons. Well, and if you really want to worry about the government, you need an F-16.
Wow. Biden's words were chilling. First, he couldn't even get it right. He said, I love the people who say the blood of liberty, the tree of liberty. Yeah. Then threatening, saying that if you wanted to rise against the government, you need an F-16. You know, why even say such horrific things? I mean, it's not an isolated incident. It's part of a disturbing pattern. Just last summer, June 21st, 2023, Biden made a similar statement, sent shockwaves through the Second Amendment community. The Washington Examiner noted that Biden was pushing for a ban on AR-15 rifles when he declared, we have to change. There's a lot of things we can change. Well, we have the clip. Let's watch it.
Right now, you can't go out and buy an automatic weapon. You can't go out and buy a cannon. And for those brave right-wing Americans who say it's all about keeping America's independent and safe, if you want to fight against the country, you need an F-15. You need something a little more than a gun. No, I'm not joking. Think about this. Think about the rationale that's used to provide this. And who are they shooting at? Shooting at these guys behind me. Folks, look. I went to every major school shooting in the country since I was a chairman of the Judiciary Committee all the way through as vice president and president. Over 48,000 people died from gunshot wounds in 2021 in the United States of America. Over 26,000 by suicide. When guns are the #1 killer, listen to this now, the guns are the #1 killer of children in America. Of children, and #1. More children die from guns than active duty police and active duty military personnel combined.
Now, these are not mere words, they're threats to the very core of our republic. Biden's statements are not just divisive, they're dangerous. The idea that law-abiding citizens would need military-grade fighter jets to challenge the government is an affront to our constitutional rights. But it doesn't end there. Biden's history of threatening violence against American citizens who refuse to comply with the government rule is deeply concerning. In 2022, he criticized right-wing Americans and vowed to use drones and military jets on those who defy government authority. He brazenly stated, for those brave right-wing Americans who say it's about keeping America independent, if you want to fight against Need An F15, something more than a gun. Now, these repeated threats should send shivers down the spine of every American who values their freedoms and the principles on which it was founded. It's clear that Biden is not interested in unifying the country. He's interested in consolidating power and suppressing dissent. The Democrat Party has repeatedly portrayed conservatives and far-right extremists as a massive terror threat to the United States. And Biden's rhetoric, along with the FBI's politically charged raid on former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence, is indicative of a growing divide in our nation. It's a divide that threatens the very fabric of our republic. So why does this story matter to every American citizen? Well, it matters because our rights and freedoms are at stake. It matters because we must be vigilant in defending the principles upon which this nation was built. And it matters because we need strong leadership that respects our Constitution and protects our liberties, not mocks the Founding Fathers. In 2024, the American people will have a crucial decision to make. Will we continue down the path of divisive rhetoric and threats to our freedoms, or will we choose a leader who truly values the rights of the people? The choice is ours, and it's a choice that will shape the future of our republic. Now, President Joe Biden's recent statements suggesting that gun owners would need F-16 fighter jets to challenge the government are not to be taken lightly. They're a clear threat to our Second Amendment rights and the principles of liberty upon which this nation was founded. It's time for every American to stand up and defend our freedoms. It's time to consider leadership, real leadership that we want for our republic in 2024. And speaking of 2024, don't forget to stay tuned for my final thought. It's a message every American needs to hear. Now, in these unsettling times, America deserves better. A leader who respects the Constitution, our values, our freedoms, and unites our nation. Biden's divisive rhetoric and threats to our Second Amendment rights leave us yearning for true leadership. It's time to end this chaos and rediscover our strength and unity, and Donald J. Trump is best suited to lead us out of this mess. As we approach 2024, we must decide: continued division and threats to our rights, or choose a leader who puts America first, defends our liberty, and renews our faith in the American dream. I believe in the resilience of the American people and in a brighter future under true leadership. So let's unite and support Trump's return to the White House in 2024. It's time to make America great again, once and for all.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.